everyone, welcome. Thanks for coming out on a beautiful November day to talk about our Operation Safe Holiday here. We have some very esteemed speakers here that are going to chat a little bit with you, but I have the pleasure of starting it off. So I'm Cheryl Moon, I'm the Executive Deputy Secretary for PennDOT, and I'm glad to say that another holiday season has begun. Many of your Pennsylvanians will drive out to visit friends and family. So before taking out on the road, we are encouraging all motorists to focus on safety as part of Operation Safe Holiday. Over the next few weeks, we are going to be urging drivers to buckle up and never drive impaired. The Click It or Ticket Thanksgiving Enforcement Mobilization begins today, November 13th, and runs through November 26th. Wearing your seatbelt is the best defense against injury or death in the event of a crash. According to Pennsylvania data, it is estimated in 2022 alone, 93% of unbelted occupants who were killed in crashes while traveling in passenger vehicles could have survived if they had been buckled up. That's 93% of the crashes could have been avoided, or people could have been less injured if they had just put their seatbelt on. 301 lives that could have been saved by a seatbelt. So throughout Operation Safe Holiday, law enforcement will also crack down on impaired driving, beginning with the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, November 22nd, and running through the New Year's holiday. Impaired driving enforcement goes beyond checking for alcohol impairment. Law enforcement will also be working to identify motorists impaired by illegal drugs, prescription medicine, or some combination of these. Impairment is impairment. Impaired driver crashes and fatalities are easily preventable by designating a sober driver or not driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Now these next numbers I'm going to give you are actually startling, because I asked Jen earlier, are these national numbers or these regional numbers? She says, no, these are Pennsylvania numbers. So according to PennDOT data, there were 1,111 alcohol-related crashes just during the holiday season last year alone, resulting in 41 fatalities and 661 suspected serious injuries, just in Pennsylvania. During that same time, there were another 387 drug-related crashes, resulting in 44 fatalities and 287 suspected serious crashes, just in Pennsylvania alone. One fatality, as we all know, is too many. So these combined efforts we're talking about here are not about citations, they're about saving lives. Through continued enforcement and education, we hope to see more people buckling up and driving sober and fewer fatal crashes on Pennsylvania's roads. Safe driving is even more important this time of year when weather conditions can change very quickly. We're going to have some folks talking about this, but please listen to the weather, and even important at this time of year, if you don't have to drive or travel in bad weather, please don't. If weather does strike while you're already out on the road, please slow down, increase your distance, increase your following distance. Avoid slamming on your brakes, and don't stop until you find a safe place and pull off the road completely. I'll say it again, wearing seatbelts is your best defense against injury or death in the event of a crash. We all want motorists to arrive safely this holiday travel season, so please remember to buckle up or designate a sober driver. Safety is everyone's responsibility. Thank you. I wish you all a happy holiday, and I'll now turn it over to the PEMA Director, Randy Padfield. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's great to be here with my colleagues on such a nice November day when the snow's not flying and we don't have icing situations or roadway travel restrictions. So at PEMA, we strive to always be prepared for whatever the weather season brings, or the winter season brings, with it such as significant storms that lead to poor travel conditions and roadway conditions, bitter cold temperatures and wind chills, loss of power and heat from utility outages, and fuel and other critical commodity shortages. We start this process many months ahead of the season by working with our state partners, many of which are here today, and county partners as well, to review and update our plans, conduct training and workshops, ensure the public is aware of the critical role they play in being prepared for winter weather through events like we are participating in today. That is where you come in. By taking a few simple steps, you can ensure that you and your family members are prepared for winter weather no matter when it occurs. such as consider having an extra quantity of shelf-stable or non-perishable food at home that you can use during storms so you can avoid having to travel during inclement weather. Have a battery-operated flashlight with fresh batteries at home and in your vehicle to use during power outages or if you become stranded while traveling. Have an emergency kit in your car that has supplies such as snacks, water, blankets, in case you become stranded while traveling during inclement weather. You should also consider adding any additional supplies you would need for special populations such as infants, young children, and the elderly who may be traveling with you. Have a power bank and charging cables handy to charge your cell phone should you lose power or become stranded. And consider having a small collapsible shovel in your car that can be used to dig yourself out if you become stranded on the roadway. You can find other helpful preparedness information and tips at ready.pa.gov. Again, it's ready.pa.gov. We also ask that individuals sign up for weather alerts through trusted weather sources so you can remain informed about changing weather conditions such as snow squalls. Being weather aware is critical to making good decisions when it comes to traveling when the potential of inclement weather exists. Individuals can also sign up for weather and other alerts through Alert PA on the ready.pa.gov website. During times of inclement weather, we also work with business partners and the private sector companies through our Business Emergency Operations Center to ensure that they're aware of the changing roadway conditions, roadway closures, and any commercial travel restrictions so they can make any needed adjustments to their delivery schedules to ensure critical commodities can be delivered. This is a continual process during any weather event to limit the potential for significant supply chain disruptions. However, we can't do this alone, all right? Preparedness is the key to what we do every day to keep people safe. We ask that before the snow begins to fly and cold temperatures arrive, that you consider your part in making sure that you and your loved ones are prepared for the winter weather season no matter what Mother Nature decides to send our way. And now I'd like to turn it over to Ashley Evans, meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service State College site, for some words.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Ashley Evans. I'm the meteorologist in charge for the National Weather Service office up in State College. We provide the weather services for central Pennsylvania, and we work with the state government to provide support up at the state level. I represent our office here today, along with PennDOT, PEMA, Pennsylvania State Police, and the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission, as we launch Snow Squall Awareness Week across the Commonwealth for the third year in a row. We join together with all of the Pennsylvania agencies that work tirelessly during the winter season to keep our transportation infrastructure system functioning and safe. Having grown up in central Pennsylvania, I can say without hesitation that few winter weather phenomena pose a greater threat in Pennsylvania to highway motorists than snow squalls. These quick-hitting, short-lived, vicious storms deliver near instantaneous blizzard conditions. Brief and intense periods of heavy snowfall combined with gusty winds and whiteout, zero visibility conditions on our roadways. To put that in context, while we've been standing here, a snow squall would have come through, produced its snowfall, moved on downrange. In the meantime, all of the transportation, the vehicles that have come through here would be sitting somewhere along this roadway for miles. Consider that as you think about the noise and the number of vehicles you've seen pass through here in the last 7 minutes. A snow squall can be very devastating for an unsuspecting motorist. The mayhem that can be produced in just those few moments of time can leave life-changing conditions downstream. Snow squalls on our Pennsylvania highways can be deadly, and unfortunately, past accident data reinforces that case. Not only are the resulting accidents and the multi-vehicle pileups and the highway closures costly in terms of transportation delays and commerce loss. More importantly, they pose a major threat to loss of life and property, potentially your life and your property. One of the most dangerous aspects of a snow squall is their tendency to produce icy roadways, or what we call a flash freeze. When a snow squall arrives, it's common for exposed road surface temperatures to be in the upper 40s to 50 degrees down at the roadway level, Fahrenheit. And in this situation, heavy snow initially melts on the road surface. But then the liquid water turns to ice as the temperatures fall after the snow squall pushes through. And so the snow squalls coinciding with the roadway flash freezes produce an immediate, extreme, and life-threatening impact to an area in terms of icy road conditions and near zero visibility. Highway motorists can't see ahead of themselves, beside themselves, or behind them. They lose control. They can't stop due to the icy conditions. And consider a fully loaded tractor and trailer moving at 55 miles an hour or greater down the highway. They suddenly require 10 times the stopping distance in a snow squall and in icy conditions. And that large inertia becomes a violent force that gets transferred to whatever's in the way downrange as it's trying to stop. And those are the pictures we see from a snow squall, those horrific pileups that occur on our major highways. Also, motorists who remain in their vehicles in the highway are vulnerable to additional collisions and fires, but can also be seriously injured while escaping a pileup as additional vehicles crash and swerve off the highway to avoid that pileup. Anyone who has survived a snow squall pileup will readily testify that there is no safe place on or near a highway during a snow squall. We partner again this year with the great team, PennDOT, PEMA, the Pennsylvania State Police, and the Pennsylvania Turnpike, to share safety information and spread awareness of the grave threat that's posed by snow squalls to Pennsylvania motorists traveling on our state highways this holiday period. Throughout the week, you'll see a variety of content distributed on our collective social media platforms, at rest stops, and on digital highway message signs addressing snow squall awareness and safety. The National Weather Service issues snow squall warnings to alert for this sudden onset of life-threatening conditions encountered on our highways. The warnings are short-fused, only issued for up to about an hour, and are designed to be acted upon immediately. To make sure the public receives the warnings, they activate, as was stated earlier, the wireless emergency alert system, and will push an audible alert notification to smartphones. In the coming winter months, when you receive a snow squall warning via wireless emergency alert on your cell phone, we urge you to either delay travel until the snow squall passes, or if traveling, when the alert is activated, to safely exit the highway as quickly as possible prior to the snow squall's arrival on the highway. It can keep you, your family, and others safe this winter. If you are driving on an interstate when a snow squall warning is issued and you get caught in the conditions, first, don't panic. Gradually reduce the speed, exit the roadway at the next opportunity. If you do get caught driving in the snow squall and can't get off the highway, avoid slamming on the brakes, turn on the headlights and the hazard lights, stay in your current lane, and increase the following distance to the vehicle in front of you, and if you can, to the one behind you. Before you get on the road this winter, make sure you are weather aware to the conditions along your travel route. For more information about the science of snow squalls, snow squall warnings, and snow squall safety, visit our website at www.weather.gov/CTPs/snow squall. And if you can't remember that, Google National Weather Service State College. It'll get you into the ballpark on our website, and we have everything listed there on the website to get you to the right place. And please, if you remember nothing else, Remember, there's no safe place on a highway during a snow squall. On behalf of the entire National Weather Service, our office up in State College that serves the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, thank you. Please be kind out there, be considerate, and stay safe on our highways during the winter this year. Thank you. And now I turn it over to Lieutenant Adam Reed, the Director of Communications for the Pennsylvania State Police.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here today. I'm pleased to be joined by our safety partners as we promote safe holiday travel here this year. During the holiday travel period, our troopers will be partnering with local law enforcement across the Commonwealth to keep our roads safe, reduce the number of crashes, and enforce Pennsylvania's traffic laws. We'll see more vehicles on the roads, so our troopers will be watching for speeding, aggressive driving, and distracted driving. We'll also be ensuring motorists are buckling up and adhering to the seatbelt laws. Some of the most common traffic violations that we at PSP see on a regular basis, not only around the holidays, but at all times throughout the year, are speeding, following too closely, stop sign violations, and careless driving. Certainly the speeding and following too closely are the biggest causal factors when we're talking about crashes that we investigate. In context, during Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving travel period last year, our troopers investigated 970 crashes, made 539 DUI arrests, and issued over 9,200 speeding citations to motorists. During the Christmas travel period last year, those numbers were slightly reduced. We investigated over 600 crashes, made 115 DUI arrests, and issued over 500 speeding citations. During Operation Safe Holiday, as I mentioned, you'll see an increased presence of our marked patrol cruisers on Pennsylvania's roadways and interstates. But additionally, our troopers will be ensuring Pennsylvania motorists are buckled up through our participation with the nationwide Click It or Ticket campaign. During Click It or Ticket, which runs through the end of November, we'll be emphasizing the importance of having your children properly restrained in child safety seats, and we'll also be conducting free of charge child safety seat checks. So please contact your local state police barracks to set up a time for a certified CPST technician to come take a look at your seat and make sure it's properly installed. We're happy to do that. In closing, if you're venturing out to travel during this holiday season, buckle up, slow down, and limit distractions behind the wheel. Wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season, and I'd like to thank again our safety partners for joining us here today. I'd like to now turn it over to Nate Piggott, the Director of Marketing and Public Relations with AAA. Nate?
Thank you, Lieutenant Reed, and thanks to all of you here today for giving attention to travel safety as we enter the holiday season. Promoting safe and responsible driving and ensuring our roadways are safe for everyone is a core part of AAA's mission. AAA's annual Thanksgiving travel forecast was just released this morning, and we are projecting that over 49 million travelers are expected to drive to their Thanksgiving holiday destinations this season. Travelers should be prepared for very busy roadways, especially in and around major metropolitan areas. The 2023 Thanksgiving travel forecast is the third highest since 2000 and matches pre-pandemic traffic volumes. The day before Thanksgiving is notoriously one of the most congested days for travel. Planning ahead by monitoring when and where roadways are going to be congested can help minimize holiday traffic frustrations. AAA advises drivers to know before you go, using traffic mobile apps, local Department of Transportation notifications, and 511 services for real-time roadway updates. Pennsylvania's free 511 PA service at 511pa.com or via the 511 PA mobile app, for example, provides traffic delay warnings, weather forecasts, traffic speed information, and access to more than 1,000 traffic cameras. To prepare for safe holiday travel, AAA also advises all drivers to take the following steps. 1, get a good night's rest. Getting enough sleep the night before is crucial to having a safe trip. 2nd, check your vehicle before heading out. This includes tires, fluids, brakes, lights, belts, and hoses. If you are a AAA member and have trouble on the road, know that we are here for you by phone or mobile app for roadside assistance. Check the weather. Make sure that you know what weather you'll be encountering during your trip. Consider changing your plans to accommodate any hazardous weather. Know your route. Even if you're going to be using GPS, it's still important to review your route before heading out. This way, confusing areas during travel will be easier to navigate if you've planned ahead. And the last advice, break up the trip. Build a time in to take a break along the roadway, to stretch, walk, get a snack, and also consider changing drivers to keep a fresh pair of eyes at the wheel. Thanks to our roadside emergency assistance, AAA is also in the business of rescuing millions of stranded drivers across the country each year. At the heart of this effort are service technicians and tow truck operators who put their lives at risk each time they respond to a member's call. So please, protect our roadside workers, construction crews, police officers, and other first responders by slowing down and moving over. Remain alert and watch for situations where emergency vehicles, tow trucks, utility service vehicles, and others are stopped on the side of the road. When approaching an emergency vehicle with lights flashing on the side of a 2-lane road, slow down to a speed that is safe and approach with caution. On multi-lane roadways, slow down when you see the flashing lights, and if possible, move over to an adjacent lane. If you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, you can count on AAA to be there for you. We field requests for roadside assistance 24 hours a day, and members can request assistance by calling 1-800-AAA-HELP or sending a request through our mobile app. We encourage travelers to drive safely, not only to protect your own lives and the lives of your family and friends, but to help make sure the roadways are safe for every driver, every passenger, and every emergency responder out there. From all of us at AAA, we wish you a safe and happy holiday season. And I now welcome Craig Shuey, Chief Operating Officer of the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Thank you, everyone. I want to thank the advice and information that everybody before me has shared. It's obvious we have a lot of folks here in Pennsylvania that are concerned about your safety. On the Pennsylvania Turnpike this holiday weekend, we're going to experience over 3.3 million travelers across our system during the Tuesday through Sunday time frame. We're expecting that to grow by about 2.3% from last year, with the busiest days being Tuesday and Wednesday of the holiday time frame. At that point, we're expecting over 675,000 vehicles traveling across the Pennsylvania Turnpike system throughout that time. With this much extra traffic on the roadway, it's really important that you're focused. Every driver needs to pay attention to what they're doing and resist distracted driving. Remember to keep plenty of space between you and the vehicles around you. There's going to be a lot of slowing and accordion-style traffic occurring on the Pennsylvania Turnpike because of the hills and curves that we experience every year. You're going to need to be managing your speed and space for that. If you do experience a travel issue while you're on the roadway, please call star 911. Star 911 will get you to our Traffic Operations Center, and they will provide you with assistance to get off the roadway safely and quickly. I'd also like to remind you that during this time frame, we don't do roadway maintenance activities, but there will be a couple of long-term construction patterns that will be ongoing throughout the holiday, and you'll need to adjust your speed and space through those areas as well. Milepost 101 to 109 in Somerset County around the Allegheny Tunnel, and on the northeastern extension near Quakertown are all areas where long-term construction will be ongoing. If there is weather events during this holiday season, the Turnpike is ready with more than 400 vehicles and more than 450 operators to handle the snow, ice, and other events that may occur during winter operations. And finally, I'd like to leave you with just this one reminder. Patience is your best friend out on the roadway during the holiday season. If you can maintain that, you'll get where you need to go safely, and everybody who's waiting to see you will see you safe and sound. Thank you. Are there any questions for the panel?
Really quick, when we're talking about people who are traveling really long distances, and I think this is more of a question for Ashley.
Can you come forward? It's hard to hear you.
This is a question for Ashley, but my question is, you've got people who are going to be traveling 2-3 hours to get to a place, and a snow squall can pop up really at any time. Can we talk about just the challenges with that? How difficult it's going to be?
So just to repeat the question, it was more in lines of with people traveling hours to get places and the frequency and the timeline along which a snow squall occurs, what are the challenges? One, we use an entire system of observations to keep an eye on weather across Pennsylvania. And at first sighting or indication of the conditions for a snow squall, we begin immediately working with all of the primary partners to let them know that, out in the forecast period, there's conditions that might exist. And then as we see those conditions manifest themselves, we issue those short duration warnings that one, go on to the bulletin or to the signs along all of our major highways. They go out to the phones. They get updated to all of the media centers, the radios. So we make an effort to get it out as quickly as possible so that people have that knowledge as they're traveling and get that knowledge out in advance of the snow squall actually hitting an area to allow travelers to modify their travel. Get off the roadway for, take your break for half an hour if you get that warning that something's going to hit. The best place is to leave the roadway. There's no safe place on a highway if there's indications that a snow squall is inbound to an area across the Commonwealth. Does that answer your question? Yes, sir.
Any other questions? If not, that concludes our event. Thank you very much.
Been there for 40 years.
Yeah.
Still
yeah,
going.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Still there.
Still there, and I work exclusively with him and Harry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the boat that they're talking all about, the color